The Church of Jesus Christ has courageously and selflessly responded to pandemics throughout its 2,000-year history. Another way to put it, this pandemic is not our first rodeo. Hey friends, this is Pastor Ron. Let's talk about it. As a lover of history, I've read many inspiring accounts of how the Christian church moved towards the suffering and the hurting in times of pandemic. They cared for the sick, buried the dead no one else would touch, and consoled the bereaved. In other words, they were the hands and feet of Jesus. In reading those stories, I never imagined we'd be facing a pandemic in our lifetime. None of us did. And times are different. In modern medicine, much of the care of the sick has been delegated to doctors and nurses inside hospitals. But that doesn't mean that we don't have a role to play. We do, and we are needed now more than ever. As some of you may know, the spread of the coronavirus has accelerated. And right here in our own backyard, our two hospitals are feeling the weight of this. You know, the word crisis gets overused in our day, but our healthcare community is truly facing a crisis. And I didn't want you just to hear about this from me. I wanted you to hear from people on the front lines. So I've invited two nurses, both longtime members of Croix, who work at our hospitals, to share in my video today. Molly Brown is an RN at Southeast. Molly, would you give folks kind of an idea of what it's like inside the hospital now?
Every day is just a challenge. There's something new to face every day, whether it's finding beds to put patients in, finding room to put a patient in, having the supplies that we need, and just struggling to keep your head above water. A lot of days I feel like Dory and just say, keep on swimming, because there's somebody else to care for. There's another patient to take care of. We have patients waiting to get admitted from the ER. Used to be that would only be a few hours, and now it's days. It's really hard. It's really hard, and I'm proud to work with my coworkers to try and meet all the challenges that we face every day. I've never been more proud of the profession that I'm in, and I just continue to pray that God will give me what I need every day to get through.
Thank you, Molly. We are very, very proud of you and your profession indeed. Lisa Newcomer is a respiratory therapist, and she works at St. Francis Medical Center. And I asked her also to share her insight of what's going on in the hospitals. Lisa?
Thank you, Ron. Molly said it best. It's so unique to have a nurse and a respiratory therapist, because on a daily basis, we're seeing those two professions work side by side tirelessly to care for the patients. I want to share with you some statistics. In the next 14 days, it's projected that Cape County will have an additional 2,000 positive COVID cases. In the last week, my facility, St. Francis Healthcare System, has seen a double of COVID admissions. It's projected that by the end of the month, we will have 90 patients on our COVID units. We do have plans to expand. I want to tell you a story about my brother. He texted me last week and he said, "Hey sis, what do you want to do for the holidays?" And I said, "Mark, I'm going to show you a selfless love. We will do a Zoom call or FaceTime and open gifts, and I will see you sometime next year because I love you so much." You know, inside the bricks and mortar of St. Francis Healthcare System, I can keep back the tears. Once I go outside of the bricks and mortar and I start talking about it, it's hard. It's really hard. I'm not at the front lines. I am standing behind the front lines, ready to go in at any minute. I'm a part of the incident command at St. Francis Healthcare System. And like Molly said, we're having surges, which means that we're doing our best to take care of our community. We are doing our best for our communities. One thing that I would ask from Croix and our community, in your prayers, and this has been laid on my heart all week, pray for the healthcare workers, because regardless of what you do right now in healthcare, you're touched. you're touched by this COVID crisis, even if you're not on the COVID unit. The second thing that I would ask is please pray for those people in healthcare, for their support systems. These nurses, respiratory therapists, housekeepers, they're working long hours. And there is a spouse or significant other, a mother, father, brother, sister who supports them from behind. Pray for those people as well as they continue to take on more and more burden. In closing, we love you, we thank you, and we appreciate you. Stay safe and well.
Lisa, Molly, thank you so much. I can't put into words how incredibly proud I am, both of you, to be associated with both of you and the work you're doing. And so, friends, there you kind of have it. You hear the hearts of people who are loving and caring for our loved ones and our neighbors and our friends. And so I'm praying about it. We as a leadership group, how can we reach out to our healthcare community that serves us so incredibly well? So we're going to be doing a couple things. You're going to hear us talking about these things over the next couple weeks, and that is organizing people to write notes of encouragement and to find out these workers, whether they're nurses or doctors, respiratory therapists, techs, who are dealing with this surge, and pray for them by name. And then also, we want to organize some teams, mini packing events where we're going to put together just care packages, just little tokens of appreciation and love that'll go to workers at the hospitals. Again, you're going to be hearing more about this as time over the next couple weeks, but the healthcare community has been here for us, and we have the best medical care anywhere, and we want to be there for them. We want to be the Church of Jesus Christ. We want to love them. We want to surround them with encouragement and prayer, and that's what we're going to be doing. So stay tuned. This weekend, we'll talk more about it in worship. May God's blessings be with our healthcare providers, and may God's blessings be with our community.